Here you can see we've taken our knitting off the needles and put them onto the barber cords. We have our front, our sleeve, the back of the sweater, the other sleeve, and the front. And the barber cords really make it easy to slip it on and off so that you can check your fit, see how deep your V-neck is, and make any adjustments. And as we move forward, we'll continue to work down the sweater and show you how to join. For row 30 on the size small for the pattern that we're demonstrating, our fronts were 26, our sleeves were 36, and our back was 58. So for row 31, we are going to purl across, and then in row 32 again for size small, we're going to continue to make the increases in this row for the sleeve and the neck. And then we'll continue working our pattern down until we get to, for size small, row 36, where I'll show you how we join in the round. As you complete your purl row in row 35, in row 36 for the size small, we're joining the neckline. So what we want to do in 36, in addition to making the increases outlined, is to actually continue to knit, joining the two pieces together. So you can again slip the work off the needles, check the fit to make sure the neckline is perfect for you, and then you continue to knit across, joining the two pieces together. And from this point forward, we're going to be working in the round. So instead of purling each alternate row, you're just going to continue to knit those rows in the round. After we've completed the last row of increases at row 50, we're now ready to take the sleeves off. We'll knit across the front first section to the first marker for the start of the first sleeve. Then slip on a barber cord onto your needle, remove all of those stitches for the sleeve between the first and the second marker off onto the barber cord, and then we want to add new stitches for under the arm. So for size small, we're going to purl the first new stitch to cast it on, and then we're going to do an additional 3 stitches, so we have a total of 4 new cast on stitches under the arm for later when we're ready to join the sleeve back on and complete the sleeve. So again, purl the first, slip your needle in between the second and third stitch, or the first and second stitch, and then just slip that over onto the needle to cast on some new stitches. There's lots of video on YouTube on close-ups of how to do that. As we add those 4 stitches, remember to add a marker in between the middle. So after the first 2 stitches, add a marker and then complete your second 2 cast-ons, and that will mark the midpoint underneath the arm, so we have that marker going forward. Then we're just going to continue to knit in the round across the back until we get to the next sleeve. We're going to repeat the process where we add the barber cord onto our needle, slip the sleeve stitches off onto the barber cord, so those would be the stitches between the 3rd and 4th markers. And again, make sure you tie off those barber cords, because we're not going to come back and complete the sleeves until after we finish the body. So we want to make sure those stitches can't come loose, that they don't actually fall off. It can also be helpful as we try everything on and make sure at this point it fits really well. So slip off that second sleeve. Again, we have to remember to cast on 4 new stitches, and then you're just going to work across the rest of the front, back over to the first stitch at the underarm, and that's now our new starting point. So under the first arm is now the starting point. We won't be starting the rounds at the V-neck any longer. So you can remove the marker from under the V-neck, because we've completed that moving forward. I think it's really important at this point to also check fit. Now is a perfect time to check for errors, and I've spotted a hole where I've easily dropped a stitch, and it's easy to fix this now. I can see when I look really closely that I did not loop the string in behind. I've dropped the stitch, and so it should look like a loop that has been caught if it was done correctly. So there's lots of YouTube tutorials that are much better than what I'm filming that show you how to easily fix a knit stitch you've dropped by using a crochet needle to fix it before you get too many rows farther along. And now we'll continue the main body because we've taken the sleeves off. In the main body, I show here just a marker where I have made some optional decreases for the waist, and then you can increase also for the hips.